Don't build or own a car, just drive it. That's my advice.
Oh, here we go. That is just the sexiest Lotus on the planet.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Road to World Time Attack 2024 presented by Supercheap Auto. Today we're at King of QR at Queensland Raceway and we're catching up with Matt Plowman, the owner of the Scura Motorsport Lotus and its new driver, Tim Slade.
It is the dark horse. This is Batman in a car, right? This is Nelly Batman right here.
My name is Tim Slade and I guess you could say a professional race car driver. I always feel wanky saying that, but it's what I do.
Obviously you also drive in supercars. What do your supercars colleagues think about your journey in time attack?
Yeah, I guess a few of the other supercar guys have done a little bit of time attack, so yeah, they know I guess what I'm doing, and yeah, some of the other guys have driven the same cars, but in much different versions. When we talk about Hammerhead, yeah, I guess a few of them keep an eye on it and yeah, know what it's about, and I think yeah, for any race car driver, when you jump into a race car that has, you know, so much grip and power, yeah, it's awesome fun, and so yeah, I think they know I have a lot of fun doing it.
Tell us about what you're driving in 2024 at World Time Attack.
Yeah, 2 cars again this year. So the new one is the Scura Motorsport Lotus, and I'll be in Extreme GTR again in Open. So I've done just the one sort of test day in the Scura Lotus. Yeah, it's a really cool little car to drive. Yeah, Matt, the car owner, approached me about doing that. I think yeah, sort of towards the end of last year.
My name is Matt Plowman and I own the Scura Motorsport Lotus Exige. We were testing out here last year and Tim was out here with Tanuki and Tanuki was stopped for the day, so we offered him a drive in our car, and pleasingly enough he said yes. And then obviously Tim's relationship with Les helps a lot. We asked Tim when Tanuki had its mishap if he'd like to drive our car.
I've actually known Les Laidlaw, who built the car, for a very long time. When I raced at Stone Brothers in the supercars between 2010 and 2013, Les was there in that team as well. So yeah, it's nice knowing and trusting, you know, the person that's built it, and also you know, the way he's built the car, it's a lot more like a race car rather than a time attack car. So everything's been done properly in the first place, and it's nice to drive a car around for more than one lap before it's overheating. So
at World Time Attack 2023, we had a pretty good campaign for the initial one for its car. We had, obviously with a new car, a few niggling issues, just one being we had a little bit low oil pressure. So we've gone in now and put a daily pump in the car, resolved that completely. It was been best part of 11 years before I was down there before in the old Lotus Scura. But we were limiting our RPM basically to save the engine. We're at King of QR today, and today would have been the day to test it, but unfortunately it's not. Come across a little bit of an issue which we are unable to diagnose at this point until we take it back to the shed and find out what's going on.
Where did you feel the need to put a pro driver in your car after campaigning in Pro-Am?
I'm getting too old. It's as Tim mentioned earlier, I'm not going to get the most out of the car, and I'm quite keen after building a car like that to see what we can get out of it.
What adjustments have you needed to make to accommodate a driver like Tim, not only into the car but into the team?
It wasn't hard at all, really. We just made a seat insert for him so we could push him forward a little bit, and put some tennis racket grip around the wheel so he can hang on to it.
You know, the Lotus is good, like being so light. It's not, I mean, it's obviously got a massive aero load, but you know, it's quite easy on the tyres being as light as it is, and the cooling in the car is very good as well. So yeah, you can string a few laps together before, you know, you need to give it a rest and cool down. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to you know, seeing what it's capable of. It's just like a big go-kart, to be honest. No power steering. Yeah, like any pro time attack car, it's got a hell of a lot of grip and power, whereas Extreme feels, you know, a lot more like the supercar. Yeah, bigger, heavier, moves around more. So yeah, it's nice that they are so different. But yeah, so when you jump in and you push things a little bit further and harder, I guess you kind of yeah, discover some areas that need changing or improving or whatever else. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, there's ABS in the car. For me as well, I just think, you know, for time attack, something like that, you know, ABS, TC, paddle shift. If you want to go around the track as fast as you can, you need all those things. So yeah, they're just a few other little things, but nothing, you know, they built a very good car to begin with. So yeah, it's not like, yeah, it needs wholesale changes or anything like that.
So Tim's mentioned that you've built the car once and built it right, and obviously it's not a one-lap bandit as well.
Yeah.
Where do you find the compromise between those one-lap bandits and what you've built?
You get most of the cars built these days for time attack out of a time attack shop or a tuner shop, for example. And as Tim mentioned before, our car's been designed, built by someone that's been in the racing scene for a long time. And they just do things properly the first go, you know, measure twice, cut once mentality, and there's no shaving of weight in that respect, where we'll only weld one side of a pickup point, for example. It's fully put together, so everything's done right first time. So I've known Les for the best part of 12 years. When we built the first iteration of the car back in 2015, Les was put on the project at the shop that this was at in the last 4 months of it, and did more in 3 months than the last person did in 2 years. The situation came about where he came out of that shop and I put him inside with us, works from home now with us in our shed.
What's the ultimate goal of the car outside of World Time Attack Challenge? What did you build the car to do?
We built the car not to be a one-lap bandit, so we want it to be able to do 4 or 5 laps, which will allow us to run Adelaide Motorsport Festival. I run in the sprint days up at Morgan Park up here, which is 4 or 5 laps at a time, and I wanted to be able to compete in that. And touch wood, we've built a car that can do that.
What does the path ahead look like for you and your team after fixing what's been done today?
All I can say is we look forward to going to World Time Attack this year, and then we'll reassess after that. My goal would be to take the car to Phillip Island, the Bend, Sydney, and just put it around there and see what it can do.
I mean, in saying, you know, that, you know, Scura is a car that's been built to do, you know, multiple laps. I think that's where the Porsche RP is at that point, and I think that's kind of the next big step with time attack, having, you know, a car that can do multiple laps, you know, push lap, pull lap, push lap, because purely just as a driver in a car that's capable of doing a 1:17 at SMSP, yeah, you need those multiple laps just to figure the car out and really maximise it. I don't think I've ever done a lap in a time attack car and gone, yeah, you know, that's all it's got, that's perfect. Because it's just so hard if you're only able to do 1 lap at a time to really maximise the car as a driver. But I think, yeah, what's allowed that to happen is running on the slick tyre now in the Pro Class. Like obviously on the The previous tyre, that just wasn't possible because it wouldn't matter how cool the car was running, the tyre was dead after a lap. So yeah, I think that's definitely a step forwards. If you're starting from scratch right now to build, a winning Pro Class time attack car, that's one of the very important factors is having a car that's more race car like in that you can do multiple laps in the one session.
So we were testing up at Morgan Park Monday fortnight ago. We had Tim in the car and it went quite well. So we took 5 seconds off the tin top record out there, and I think talking with Tim, there's probably more time to be taken from it. So we'll be hunting Dean Ty's record.
I think it's been simulated to be able to do a 19. So, but until we get there and run around the track, we're never going to know. So simulation's one thing, and until you actually get there and do it is another. So yeah, the testing that we've done is just been up here in Queensland. So we haven't, we won't run at Sydney Motorsport Park until the actual event. So it is crazy, to think how fast the Porsche is going now. So you think 1 minute 20 or sub 1 minute 20 is pretty fast, but then you're probably still 3 seconds off what the Porsche is doing. So
I just hope we can build a good package, a good team, and have a good event.
And what would your advice be for anyone looking to get involved in World Time Attack like you have?
Give it a go, because it's a hell of a lot of fun.
Don't build or own a car, just drive it. That's my advice. Nah, remember the saying, poor man pays twice, so just do it. It's hard in racing though. I feel as though there's so many people that talk a big game and can't really follow through, and try and find the right people to begin with, and just do things properly the first time. If you're going to build a car, I'd say take your time and do it properly in the first place. And I think that's on the subject of Scura, I think that's what they've done really well, because you've had a race car person build the car.
So is there anyone you're looking forward to competing against this year in both classes?
It's all just about maximising your own performance in the car that you're in. I mean, there's massive performance differences, I think, between most of the cars now. So, I mean, even if you win, say, personally, if I won the class but I didn't know I maximised, I'd be pissed off. Especially if it got you into a different second bracket. I think with, like I said, with Scura, have no idea what it's capable of. But if it's you base it off the simulation, it'd be awesome if we can do sub 1 minute 20. And then with Extreme, we didn't maximise last year just because we lost a lot of engine on that fast lap at the end. And yeah, it's got more power and aero again this year, so I think we can probably expect some pretty decent numbers. Yeah, you just don't know. So I think that's what makes the whole event so exciting.
No, I think this year I wouldn't mind seeing if I can compete against Rob in Mighty Mouse, but then they've got that little back and forth with Sammy over there with the R8. So Sammy's going to be stupidly fast down the straight but can't go around a corner. So we'll see what happens there. I just want to improve on last year, and hopefully by a reasonable margin.
And outside of your driving duties, anything else you're looking forward to at World Time Attack this year?
Baker's always making it bigger and better year after year, and there's always plenty of on-track and off-track entertainment. So look forward to seeing all the existing exciting stuff that you normally do, plus no doubt there's lots of new stuff.
super at Supercheap Auto.